This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hey, welcome to Friday from our new Acuff House studio home on the Grand Ole Opry Plaza. Bill Cody with Kelly Sutton. There's Zach Bennett, Annie Nye, our studio director, Jeff Rock Solid Roberts in master control upstairs from where we are down here in Mr. Acuff's living room. Mm-hmm. This is where it used to all go down.
That's right. That's very true.
I still chuckle at the thought of you asking Jeannie Seeley if she had ever been in Mr. Acuff. Go ahead.
I said, where was his bedroom in the layout of this house? Was it here? And she said, Kelly, I was never in Mr. Acuff's bedroom. I said, touche. Thank you very much, Jeannie
my story,
Seeley.
and I'm sticking to it.
I was trying to get a feel of the layout of where the house was, but she's too quick for me. I can't keep up with her.
Yeah, I was at Opry Country Classics a few hours ago, speaking of the Opry Plaza, and Charlie Mattos is going to be there tonight, 7 o'clock, Big Red Curtain. Friday night, Opry run the full lineup here in just a little bit. That includes Riders in the Sky, kicking things off at 7 tonight. The Cowboy Way. That's right. Strike the pose, Kelly.
We do that every time. Podium.
Update them on what you're working on this morning.
Okay, well, we're recapping all the things that have happened here this week. It's been a busy week. So Post Malone recap, got that coming up for you. New video from Lainey Wilson and Keith Urban. So that just dropped. There's a lot of stuff. Lainey is super duper busy right now. Also going to let you know that Luke Combs has achieved something that no one else has achieved. He has set a new record, and we'll tell you about that coming up.
All right, Riders in the Sky. Angie K is a part of the Friday Night Opry, a debut for Angie. Poe Ramblin' Boys, Restless Road, Mickey Guyton, Monty Warden, longtime friend. Monty was actually a writer on a Kelly Willis song that I featured as Pick of the Week a few months ago. And he followed up to let me know. He said, man, you don't remember this. And I did remember it after he reminded me, refreshed my memory, that he had been a guest. He had a solo artist thing going when I first got to town in the mid-'90s and was a guest on Coffee, Country, and Cody. But he's back on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry tonight. Adam Wainwright and Country Music Hall of Famer Don Schlitz. Kelly Sutton's Entertainment. You were showing me a book of his with sushi on the cover.
Yeah. He's got one. It's called Praise Habit and has a little piece of sushi over in the corner. I have it at home. He's so great. He's so quirky and different. I love him.
Yeah. And better beard than that?
Oh,
maybe
you won't
Jamie
find it.
Johnson.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah.
William Lee Golden.
We should do one Opry show that's just all the beards, called Fear the Beard, and just have them all up there. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Yeah, sponsored by Hair Care for Men or something, get some beard oil going there. We got a ton of entertainment headlines. This has been a really busy week this week at the Grand Ole Opry. Post Malone made his Grand Ole Opry debut. Then we've been talking about it. The thing that was really cool about this, multiple things, but the first one is Post shared it on his YouTube channel that had 25 million, I think now 27 million subscribers. So the people that were watching this around the world, it was astronomical. And we love that as an Opry family because that helps us spread the word about what we do here and who we are to people who may not have been interested or knew about us before. So really, really cool night for everybody involved. He walked out into the circle. He was on his best behavior. I can tell you, he spoke with Brad Paisley and Vince Gill for a lengthy amount of time, and I was told that Brad and Vince both implored upon him how important it was for him not to curse during the show. So he was very, very careful. At every point during the show, he kept saying, I'm on my best behavior. I haven't cursed, have I? I haven't said anything. Did I let one slide? I don't think I did. And I think the only thing that he actually said was like, bad SS, and that was it. And I'm not even gonna say it.
And as a member of WSM management, I'm very thankful that he chose to do that.
Same. No one's more thankful than our general manager, Eric Markham, who was standing by the button. So he was like, the fact that this was a clean show was really, really good. But he really did take it seriously. He loved every minute of it. And he brought out a bunch of friends, including Warren Treaty, Brad Paisley. He did his duet with John Michael Montgomery. And he did this song with Lainey Wilson. It's called Nosedive. It is on the brand new album that is out today, F1 Trillion. Lainey Wilson and our friend Post Malone.
Do you have Post Malone earring envy?
I do. Here's what I love about it. He has big circles that he wears, right? And I noticed this at the ACM Awards when he was singing on stage at the ACM Awards. You can tell he likes how they feel when he moves. So he wiggles a little bit. He wiggles his head just so he can feel the earrings move. And I'm like, I get that. I have earrings that I like to feel move every once in a while too. So it was kind of great.
I don't have any of that.
That's okay. There's still time. We'll get you hooked up. Congratulations, Post Malone. Incredible job. F1 Trillion is out right now. Let's talk about Keith and Lainey. Speaking of Lainey being the collaborator that she is, she has a duet with just about everybody, including Keith Urban. Now, this one is on Keith's upcoming album. It's called High. H-I-G-H. It's Go Home With You. And they teased it a few months ago, but the official video is out. So here's a little sample of the video of Keith and Lainey together. Go Home With You. So in case you missed it, she says, I'm a little home. I should just go drunk. Because it's supposed to be, I'm a little drunk, I should just go home. And she told me, she said, the first time I read that lyric, I was like, wait, what? It took a minute for it to sink in. And then she's like, oh, I get it. Okay, I'm a little home, I should just go drunk.
Yeah, Dean Dillon.
Yeah.
For George Strait. Can I drink you a bye?
Yeah.
Oh, listen to me.
That's exactly
Can
it.
I buy you a drink in the chair?
It's so funny. So a great song. Love it so much. Again, that's on Keith's upcoming album, High. It's Lainey and Keith, Go Home With You. And I watched them. I was actually in another place doing an interview, and I watched them do a little teaser video for the release of this video. And it was just funny to see them improvising together. Yeah. It's really, they're so great together. So I love that. Okay, Luke Combs has done something that no other artist has done. And this is really, really cool. Diamonds are now Luke's best friend. I hear you, Luke. Me too. Per Billboard, Luke Combs' hits When It Rains, It Pours and Hurricane have recently hit the diamond mark. Well, what does that mean? That means more than 10 million copies of each one of those songs has been sold. Let that sink in for a second. 10 million copies of each one. Now, before he got those two awards, only 8 country songs had ever achieved diamond status. And he already had one of those 8. So now he has a total of 3 diamond country songs. First artist to ever have anything like that. When It Rains, It Pours and Hurricane were both awarded. He also, when he was backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, was awarded platinum albums for his 2019 album, What You See Is What You Get, and his 2020 album, Getting Old. So there was just a lot of plaques. They were all like stacked around and they were on easels. And so I walked in and I took my picture with all the plaques like they were mine, but they were actually his and they went home with him. Congratulations to you, Luke Combs, whose little boy has a birthday this week, by the way.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he turns 1.
I was thinking about Pete Fisher at the Grand Ole Opry when we have special occasions and we would celebrate, give somebody a plaque.
Yeah.
For 5 years, 10 years, 15, whatever. You know, I said we celebrate very sentimental occasions with very inexpensive gifts here at the Grand Ole Opry.
These were nice plaques. These were really nice plaques.
Another plaque.
I'm just saying. You know, if you have 3 diamond songs like that, I feel like you should get a ring, like a Super Bowl ring with diamonds in it, like big honking, you know, like 2 carat a piece or something. Like,
and who pays
really
for this?
Show it out. Well, I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Marilyn Monroe, you hadn't thought that through, had you?
Listen, somebody's going to pick up the bill. It's not going to be me. If you want to go see Reba McEntire's new show, she is inviting you. This is super cool. If you're going to be in LA, you got to get yourself out there, right? So you got to get yourself to Hollywood. But once you're there, they are doing tickets to see filming of Happy's Place. It's set to begin August 20th. That's 4 days away, but you do have to sign up for it. So get in the mix, find everything on her website. Once you're on her website, she actually posted this on social media too. She said, here's what we're going to do. If you and your friends want to come see the show live, we have a registration. Now, registration is already closed for the 20th. So the very first taping, you already missed out on that one, but it's going to keep happening. So if you're heading to Hollywood and you want to go see Reba live, you might have a chance to see Happy's Place as it films.
Hey, back to wrap it up from the Acuff House studio and the Grand Ole Opry Plazas. We head to a Friday night at the Opry, 7 o'clock tonight. Big red curtain goes up.
Coffee, country, and Cody.
Want job and financial security? Join a band. That's what parents everywhere are recommending with the thought of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils as John Dillon and Mike Soup Granda sit down in the living room of the Acuff House on the Grand Ole Opry.
Completely new living room.
Yeah,
It's great. Feels great in here.
What do you think?
Cool digs, buddy.
Good morning.
It's an upgrade.
And
It
congratulations.
is an upgrade. A+.
Big time.
Congratulations on 50 years celebrated and your farewell tour.
Thank you.
And your first ever stop at the Ryman Auditorium in a few hours.
On the bucket list. You know, when I was growing up, I was an old folkie, you know. But country music was part of my background. And I remember thinking about, okay, I want to play the Cellar Door in D.C., you know. I want to play the Academy of Music. I want to play the, what's the name, the Lone Star Cafe. I want to play Redbox. And I want to play the Ryman. Everything we've done except the Ryman, and that comes tonight. So I'm really thrilled.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And this
tonight,
tour actually goes on into next year before it comes to a close, right?
Yeah. We
Soup says we're landing the plane at the end of 25.
Who pilots the plane, by
Yeah,
the way?
but we're not leaving the terminal. I mean, there could be a special flight somewhere every now and then, but
The
yeah,
problem is we've never had a pilot. The plane has never had a pilot.
that's true.
Still building the plane mid-flight.
That's right. Well, yeah. But last year was, our 23 was a kind of an odd year for me medically.
Uh-huh.
You know, surgeries and stuff. At the end of the year, I was just worn out. My check engine light is coming on more often these days, and my tires are kind of bald, and some of the radial threads are showing through. And so I didn't really have any real desire to be Keith Richards. So I said, well, let's find a way to gracefully end this, with integrity, because we've always had integrity throughout the course of our career. So so we decided to 24 and 25. So we gave everybody 2 years to see us. If they want to see us, you got 2 years to check us out and see us one last time.
And in the last couple of years, one of those stops was the Grand Ole Opry, was it not?
Yeah,
Yeah, we played there a couple times.
yeah.
Yeah. It was
Big deal
great.
for us. You know.
Oh, I know it was.
We're kind of outside that. You know, we've always sort of been on the periphery, kind of out there by design, by the way. And so we kind of started this whole journey on our own terms. And those terms back in those days were, we don't know what we're doing. And we were dragged kicking and screaming kind of into this business. And now at the end, like Soup said, we'd like to exit with some dignity and grace. Our fans they have a certain sort of attitude about who we are and what we represent. And we don't have billions of fans, but they're so loyal to us. And so the response we get from them based on individual songs and things like that, it matters to us so much. So we're trying to honor that as we go through the next year and a half. So, and we're getting great response to that.
Yeah, we didn't want to have a farewell tour and then follow it up next spring with a reunion tour. And then follow that up again with another farewell tour.
And then,
We've seen that
and
work.
get your
Yeah,
tickets
yeah.
because there are only so many.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds cynical, but it doesn't mean, we don't mean it to be that way. It's just that, you know, the people who care about what we've had to say get to come see us in this special way. And the band is better than ever. And so, yeah, and we're happy to be with you. It's
Always.
terrific.
When
Thank you.
people come to see you, do you have fans that are a lot like Fish or the Dead, where they travel?
Grateful Dead, yes.
I could get that vibe for sure.
Yeah.
We call them dareheads.
I was going to ask what their name
Dareheads.
is.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at, we're not a one-hit wonder type band. We're a two-hit wonder basically. But our fans, based on our lifestyle and where we came from and how we started, and they know the history of that beginning and what we believed in, they become more about our deep cuts.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants to hear If You Want to Get to Heaven and Jackie Blue, but there are all these deep cuts that they're very familiar with. Our catalog is vast and varied. And we work with Glenn Johns, one of the greatest producers of all time. And so they just, it's about the songs. It's also about a feeling. And we still believe in those things. Music is important. And when we started, it was I like to say it was the currency of the age. You know, it was so important. And we still believe it is. You know, it can change the world. It has.
So what was the meeting like between, and this has always fascinated me, you were on A&M.
Yeah.
Herb Alpert and Jerry Moss.
Right.
Was there a sit-down meeting with all you guys?
No,
with those guys?
we did not meet them until after we had a hit on the radio.
Oh, wow.
But Glenn Johns had a terrific relationship with him.
And David Anderle.
And David Anderle also co-produced. They were friends. David was from L.A., Glenn from London. They had a friendship based on their love of certain kinds of music. And Glenn had heard our songs and sort of got it and went to A&M. And A&M is the only company, the only label that would have ever signed us. They were artist-centric. They believed in the artist, and they picked up every option. And I saw Jerry recently, before he died, and I kind of apologized to him. I said, you know, we were hard to pigeonhole. We didn't fit in any genre. We were a group of writers. And I said, I know it was hard for you guys to figure out what to do with us. And he looked at me and he said, John, we loved you guys. Don't have to worry. We made a whole bunch of money off you guys.
And Herb, well into his 80s, just debuted at the Grand Ole Opry in the last few months.
Yeah, and Jerry, before he died, I think donated $25 million to a beautiful plaza for performing arts at L.A. I mean, they're artistic, music oriented. They made a huge difference for people like us in the entire industry. We're the luckiest people you've met this week, right here.
When It Shines, 50 years, the tour at the Ryman Auditorium tonight, and the Ryman Auditorium writes, best described as a ragtag collection of hippies, bohemians, and musicians of no fixed ambition.
Coffee, country, and Cody.
I think there should be a no fixed ambition tour to follow the When It Shines tour.
is, yeah.
I kind of like the sound of that.
It has a ring to